JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 3rd of August 2022. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information. So yeah, and I believe you can find it useful. Now then, yep, I can see in the chat room there, Uwe, good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else who's joining in right now. Hope everybody's having a wonderful start of Wednesday. So yeah, let's look at Nikkei. Nikkei is still stuck here, so basically not much is happening. I mean, I'm still going to mention the same scenario that, look, in order to consider maybe a move lower here, we would need to see this one dropping somewhere below this 200-day EMA, and then yeah, we could go a little bit to the downside, maybe even towards this upside line taken from the low of the 20th of June. Now, in terms of the upside, we need to see a push above that 28,015 territory right there. A nice good pop above it would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and potentially more buyers could join in. However, then, as I mentioned before as well, the first obstacle that I would be looking at here would be this 28,339 level, or I would say the area around it, as I already mentioned. So yeah, that's because on the bigger picture we have a potential range here. So yeah, we will try to respect the upper side, the range first, and then we'll see what it goes. If it will continue respecting it, if it will, okay, we could see a bit of a decline. But if it won't, then it would be a nice breakout point here. Now, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index drifting nicely to the downside. I mean, yesterday it drifted nicely to the downside. Today we're seeing a bit of a retracement here. However, we're still below this 20,216 territory. So in a way, as I would say, for now I'm still leaning towards the downside, and yeah, my next target is this 19,179 level. So to be honest, nothing new here. ASX 200. Now, this one had a beautiful move to the downside yesterday, rebounded from this whole highlighted territory that I spoke about previously, the 6,920 zone, and then we rebounded from this upside line taken from the low the 15th of July. Now, in a way, I would say at the moment it's still hanging in there. We're still trading above this upside line. So if we continue to do so, then yes, of course, we could go back to the upside. If you are a little bit maybe on the skeptical side, then of course you can keep an eye on the let me just grab a line here. You can keep an eye on yesterday's high near the let me just grab this. Yeah, near the 6,981 zone. So a nice good pop above it would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and yep, we could go further north towards that 200-day EMA. So pretty straightforward. The German index, DAX, guys. Okay, so this one had a bit of a roller coaster ride yesterday here, and well, I would say it's remained nicely above the nicely above this area, this kind of this 13,399. Oh, by the way, I've adjusted this level a little bit here, make it to 400, so 13,400, because yesterday I was watching how it's performing, and to be honest, I think this is the more accurate level to watch. And look at this. I mean, it managed to stay above this area, so in a way there is still hope that, you know, the bulls could kick in here and start pushing back up. However, I would still this is where I'll probably adjust a few things here. So first of all, this highlighted territory will have to go. Second, I will mark the high of the 1st of August near the 13,570 zone. Now, I would say this way: if we continue to trade above that 13,400 territory, yes, there is a good chance for this one to move back to the upside. More buyers could join in on a breakout of this one. So it's kind of it depends on you guys what you're, you know, comfortable with more. Because for example, if it continues to trade above that 400 level, yes, it might drift a little bit higher, but maybe it will, you know, struggle to overcome this barrier, then reverse back to the downside. So again, it's up to you. I mean, you know better what to do with your with your trading style. But in any case, guys, just have your stop loss in place as always. At the moment, the cash index is trading at around 13,470 zone. So yeah, we're climbing nicely to the upside. We're near the highs of yesterday, I would say. So yeah, keep that in mind. If we clear the highs of yesterday, there is of course, it just increases the chances for a further move higher. But as I said before, this 13,570 level will be on the lookout. Dow Jones Industrial Average, guys. So the biggest loser yesterday, the Dow. Yep, it suffered and it lost more than 1%. Let's say, for example, in comparison to the S&P, which lost only 0.67, and the Nasdaq, which Nasdaq Composite, which lost around 0.16 only. So yeah, Dow was not the best performer. Technology was leading the way yesterday in general, but the biggest losers were financial, real estate, and basic materials. So, you know, we understand why the Dow kind of took a dive, and industrials followed that by that. It was industrials as well. So yeah. Not a very good day for the Dow Jones Bulls. However, let's see what we can do here. I mean, how we can, you know, squeeze this one out, and if we can get some sort of maybe an opportunity here. So first of all, let me shift this arrow a little bit, and let me just remark some of these levels. So this is the high of the 1st of August, the current highest point of August, near the 32,972. The cash index, for example, right now is sitting at around 32,524 level. So basically nicely above yesterday's close and somewhere near that 100-day EMA. So basically showing that, you know, the bulls are not really ready to give up yet. So let's see if that's the case. I would say, of course, we can keep an eye on bunch of upside lines, but to be honest, this one's not really ideal one. I would say this one that I'm just drawing right now here. Yes, we are kind of, let's say, trying to climb back above it, but hey, it's like I said, it's not really worth even drawing this one, because it got violated already. So it's not really, like I said, yeah, it's not. I would prefer to focus on maybe on a 100-day EMA right here, because like I said, the cash index right now is back to this area somewhere. If we somehow manage to stay above the 100-day EMA, then as with the German index, yeah, we could maybe go also to the upside, to go back maybe to the highs of to the high of this week, the current highest point of this week near the 32,972, and then if we clear that, then the next target is the 200-day EMA together with the 33,272 level. So basically, I'm not going to drag this one way too much to the upside, and for now, that's how it's going to play out. In case this starts falling below let's say, yesterday's low near the 32,387 level. If it falls below this, then I'm going to consider a move towards that 21-day EMA initially, and then maybe even towards this hurdle, the 31,705 zone, which could provide some support. But then, yeah, we'll just have to take it from there. DXY, the dollar index. So, looking at this picture here, we can see that we had a beautiful reversal, and this is what I was cautioning you yesterday about. Like I said, like, look, I mean, there was a chance for this one to move lower, but I will get to USD JPY and USD CHF in a bit because those worked out perfectly. And yeah, we got a reversal here, a strong reversal, but we got a hold up near the 21-day EMA, and we continue to do that. So it continues to provide resistance. So in other words, yep, if you're looking for some downside, there is some potential for the move lower, as long as the index stays below this 21-day EMA, and then we will aim for this the yesterday's low near the 105.05 level, and if we clear that, then of course this opens the door towards this upside line taken from the low of the 10th of February. With the upside, I'm really conservative here, and I am waiting for that push above the 107.48 level. So now then, jumping into gold very quickly. So gold worked out perfectly. Now I'll explain why. Basically, yesterday when I was talking about this one, I said, look, if we pop above this 1775 territory, then yes, I'll aim higher, and I'll aim for that 1787. Look, boom, perfect hit, perfect hold up, and a perfect reversal. And it reversed back down and basically violated again this downside line, which it's time to get rid of, because it did its job from around March of this year. So now it's time to get rid of it, and yeah, we can now keep an eye only on this little short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 21st of July. Now, if we want to consider the upside on this one, I would say, once again, keep your eyes on that 1775 territory. If we push through it, and if we stay above that, then yes, I'll aim for that 1787 level again. And if that gets cleared, then that's where more buyers could join in. So yeah, at the moment, I would say everything's looking quite nice here, quite interesting. It could present itself with a nice opportunity. But let's put it this way: for the downside, I would prefer to wait for a drop below this upside line and drop below the 21-day EMA. And if we do get all that, then okay, great. We could see, we could see a further decline. Also, especially if we fall below the 1744 level. So, of course, a lot of things here to consider, but still. It is at a very interesting spot. I wouldn't really get, let's say, at this point, very, let's say, bullish or something like that. Yes, it's still above this upside line, but hey, let's wait for some of those confirmation breaks. Now, WTI oil very quickly. So we continue to support, not to support, but we continue to respect this support area near the 93.56 level. Look at this. Yeah, we keep on piercing it through, but yeah, it's still doing its job. So at the moment, the analysis remains valid, the same as previous. I said that, look, I mean, maybe I'm in overall I'm on a little bit more on the bearish side, but I will not really get comfortable with the downside unless I see some confirmation breaks. And for me right now is the 93.56 area. That's what I'm watching. And if we do drop and stay below it, then yes, I'll go further south. In terms of the upside, I need to see a push up of the 99.95 level here, and then we could go a little bit more to the upside. So now then, Ethereum, guys, just a quick update. I just wanted to show you what's happening here, and basically, yes, beautiful rebound from this upside line. So far, so good, and everything's according, to the rules here, and everything's working out according to the textbooks. However, again, I'll still say the same. The reason I'm mentioning this one, I just wanted to show you that how well this upside line so far is doing. It's doing its job. But still, we need to see a push through that 1700 level in order to go a little bit higher. With the downside, I would say I need to see a drop below this upside line and drop below the 21-day EMA, and then we could go a little bit lower. Okay, now then jumping into a few pairs very quickly. So AUD USD, guys. So yesterday I mentioned the AUD CHF and JPY, which I'll get to in a bit. But right now I want to just show you this one as well, because look, this is quite interesting, attractive. So previously when I talked about this and I said, look, I mean, if we push through the 0.6977 level, then I'll aim higher. Initially I'll aim for this 100-day EMA, and if that gets cleared, I'll aim for that 200-day EMA. Well, we got a hold up near the 100-day EMA, and look at this, boom, boom, beautiful drop, you know, to the downside, back below the 0.6977. Although some of you might see this as maybe as a bearish indication, however, I'm not getting there yet, because this downside line so far is acting as a nice little trampoline here, the same as support. So in order to go back to the upside, of course, I would need to see a push at least back above the 0.6977. Of course, then I would still have an issue with the with this 100-day EMA, but hey, slowly we could get, you know, higher here. However, of course the weakness here came in from the strength of the dollar, but if the dollar slides, if that was only like a temporary correction, then if the dollar slides again, then well, expect the AUD USD, you know, push back up here. For me, let's say with the downside, if we do drop below the 0.6854 territory right here, now that's where, yep, we could go a little bit lower towards the lowest point of July near the 0.6680 zone. Now, just a quick update on AUD CHF. So yesterday I talked about this. I said, look, we could be forming a possible range here. So far, it seems to be the case, because yesterday I said that, look, if we do drop and stay below the 0.6594 territory, then yeah, we'll go a little bit lower. But if we remain above it, then we could see a nice rebound here and you know, a push back to the upside. And so far we're just kind of, you know, we're rebounding from this lower side of the range. So at the moment I would say we might stick around here, and as long as we're going to stick around inside this pattern, I am not really touching this, and I'm just going to be observing the price action. I want to get a clear breakout, and then yeah, I'll go further, I'll aim for the next short-term directional move. Quick update on AUD JPY. So also very beautiful move to the downside yesterday. I said when I was running the video yesterday in my morning video, basically we were sitting just slightly below this 91.42, and I said that, look, if we somehow manage to travel back above it and stay above it, then hey, maybe we're not really done with the upside here. So maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. Maybe even a move back to the 21-day EMA. So far, everything's kind of working out in that sense. The option for me to aim lower again, of course, is somewhere near this obstacle, near this hurdle at 91.42. A nice good drop below it, yeah, may lead to some lower levels, and we could see, you know, maybe a retest of the current lowest point of August near the 90.52 territory, or even, you know, we could go towards that 200-day EMA, which is roughly around here, near that 89 level. Again, a lot of things to consider here, guys. I'm not saying to get like very bullish here, because again, let it walk a little bit. Let's see what's going to happen today. And another thing, if I zoom in here a little bit, you can see that the yesterday's highs still kind of providing that good resistance. If we do pop above it, yes, I'll aim a little bit higher towards that 21-day EMA. If we stay somewhere below this, I'll keep an eye on it, because like I said, this still could be interesting, but yeah, I need that confirmation break. USD JPY, look at this as well. Beautiful move back to the upside, 131.50 level. I mean, I talked about that. Look at this, we traveled back above it, rebounded from that 108 EMA, and so far so good. Again, a lot of things will depend on how the XY is going to play out today, but where's that USD JPY? Yeah, I mean, overall here we have this, well, not overall, but from the shorter term perspective, we do have this downside line, which is something to keep an eye on. And yeah, if we do kind of move lower here and drop below this 131.50, that's from where I'll start aiming to the downside again. At the moment, we could see, you know, the pair moving around here. Maybe even we'll end up forming something of a descending triangle. Who knows? But hey, at the moment, I mean, we could see, let's say, a push higher here, maybe a test of this 21-day EMA with this downside line, then a reversal back down, then a rebound again from this 131.50, and then a rebound again to the upside. So basically, like a bit of a zigzag motion here until we will end up, you know, breaking out here later on. But hey, this is just some speculation. Let's see if actually that's going to be the case. If it's not, to be honest, well, no harm done. Then we'll just, you know, adjust our outlook here to what we have. So at the moment, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this area, this 131.50, and then we'll go from there. USD CHF, beautiful rebound as well. Look at this. This one's a little bit more positive than the negative in the near term. However, we have a problem with the 21-day and the 100-day EMA. The 100-day EMA is doing its job in providing good resistance. The downside line failed to hold, so we can get rid of it. No longer need it. We have now established a good area of support near the 0.9470, which is around that 200-day EMA. And yesterday I talked about this. I said, look, I mean, this is what I'm going to be watching. Maybe we'll have a nice rebound. We got the rebound. But if this, of course, would have been broken, then certainly further declines are possible here. But hey, we got a rebound. Now at this point, I wouldn't be very comfortable, I would say, with doing anything here, because again, this is quite tricky in a way. In one sense, it could go higher, but let's say if it pushes through that 100-day EMA, then my next target is the 21-day EMA. But as you can see here, the distance is not really great. However, if it clears the 21-day EMA, of course, then I'll aim for this downside line taken from the high of the 15th of June, and which, yeah, could do this job, could provide resistance, and maybe also it will be forming something of a descending triangle later on. But again, or maybe again, this is, let's if you weren't confused enough, let me confuse you even more. Basically, maybe we'll have ourselves a nice little veg here, you know, a falling veg pattern. If that's the case, then of course this, you know, tends to break to the upside, and you know, so on and so on. So basically, again, if you want to keep this in mind, okay, for now, you know, we can do this, but it just might complicate our lives here a little bit. So that's why I'm just gonna get rid of it at the moment. I'm gonna go from the shorter term perspective, and yep, like I said, I'm keeping an eye on that 100-day EMA. If we pop above it, then my next target is the 21-day EMA, or even maybe this downside line. GBP NZD, just a quick update. Yesterday, I've mentioned the pair, and yeah, we got a nice move above this barrier, above this 1.9448. I talked about this level and said that, look, if we climb above it and stay above it, great. We also have the 200-day EMA. If we clear that, then yeah, great. More buyers could join in. But hey, we're not really. We got the breakout, but we didn't really got to stay. Today, we look at this breakout. I mean, honestly, this is beautiful. This was just amazing. But again, failed to stay. So However, the short-term trend is still to the upside. Overall, we are in a range here, but within that range, the short-term trend is to the upside. So in a way, there is a good chance maybe to see this one climbing back up. If we do climb back up above the 1.9448 and stay above it, then yeah, I'll go higher. GBP USD, so beautiful retracement here. Still everything's kind of in line here. This is what I talked about yesterday. I said, look, I mean, if we remain somewhere above these two lines, then yeah, we could go back to the upside. However, at this point in time now, I think I want to redraw a few things. Just to be a little bit more on the safe side. Basically, this level I want to put here, and this is going to be my scenario for the upside, 1.2293, and as you pop above it, we'll confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could see a move towards that 100-day EMA. In terms of the downside now, I would prefer actually not a level here, but at this point in time, I would prefer a break below the 21-day EMA. If we do drop and stay below it, it would increase the chances for a further decline. But again, we would be very careful near this 1.1967, and then so on and so on. But if you do get that drop, then like I said, I'll go from there. And finally, EURUSD. So yeah, looking at this picture here, you can see that we drifted heavily back to the downside. Look at this, guys. I mean, I said yesterday that if we continue to trade above that 21-day EMA, then yes, of course, we'll aim for a little bit more for the upside. But we failed. We failed to stay above that 21-day EMA. We dropped lower. I'm not saying that I'm becoming very bearish or anything, but I'm really starting to consider this 1.0122 territory. If we drop below it, well, I mean, that's where more sellers could join in. And of course, this is maybe where DXY could pop higher a little bit. So, you know, again, I'm not saying that the EURUSD is who's going to drive the DXY, but the DXY is going to might drive the EURUSD. Yeah, and unless there are some news, let me just quickly double check it for today. Okay, we did get the German trade balance. We do get some information from UK, the services PMI numbers. Yeah, from various European countries as separate European countries. And from the Eurozone as well, we're getting the services PMI number, so that's going to be quite interesting to watch. And later on today, from the US, we get the ISM non-manufacturing PMI number and the crude oil inventories. Oh, and by the way, I mean, we don't forget that we are in the NFP week. Yep, just let me double check. So currently the expectation for the NFP is yeah, for a decline actually. So yeah, from 372k to 250. So yeah, let's see how that's going to play out. Of course, certainly let's not overcomplicate our lives yet. It's only Wednesday, but keep that in mind. If, let's say, for example, if you don't see EURUSD moving much up until Friday, then yeah, most likely you understand why. So yeah, guys, that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your likes, your comments, guys, everything. I really appreciate that. So if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.